Alright, hi there, welcome to yet another different type of video than what I usually put up, if I put something up. But anyway, this is supposed to be some kind of channel update, project update video, well, almost like a vlog maybe, where I just talk about some stuff that I want to do, that I won't be doing anymore, and so on and so forth. Um, I guess the big elephant in the room, so to speak, is Zelda Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, like Zelda 64 hacking in general, ROM hacking. And I most likely won't be doing that anymore, like at all. Outside of working on Navi, the level editor I've been working on for the last, year or so, that aside, I probably won't be working on anything related to Zelda Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask anymore. Like level editing, like custom map importing, what the hell ever. I won't be working on any of that anymore. Um, which has multiple reasons. One reason, um, drama. The constant drama that this so-called community has created over the last 10 or so years, like since the end of ZSO back in I don't even remember when it was, like regardless, like the last 10 or so years, this community, if you even want to call it that, has always, like, it loved to attract drama, I suppose. And it keeps flaming up every 1 or 2 years, I guess, and I really don't want to have anything to do with that anymore, basically. Um, that's the big reason. Another big reason is, and that might sound selfish or whatever, and I don't care if it sounds selfish, honestly. Um, I feel like what I've done work-wise, programs, whatever, I don't think that it's really been appreciated what I've done, pretty much. Like not even I don't mean like being praised for what I've done, no, because a lot of the stuff I've done is frankly pretty bad, like Sharp Ocarina, which like is a nice little tool, I suppose, but it's buggy as all hell. It's difficult to work with, and it doesn't even generate output that necessarily works on real hardware correctly. Like nowadays, with everyone having Ever drives or 64 drives and stuff, people want to try hacks on hardware, and stuff done with Sharp Ocarina probably won't work correctly on hardware. Same goes for stuff converted with my later Model 2 N64 tool, like display lists, like model parts, active model parts, whatever, as well as stuff created using custom maps and stuff created using Hylian Toolbox by Flotonic, because that uses a customized version of Model 2 N64, which also exhibits some bugs which prevent it from creating stuff that actually works on hardware. So yeah, that's a whole different story. But yeah, while a whole lot of the stuff that I've done is pretty shitty, honestly, um, like the stuff that I feel is actually good, like Navi, or like a certain program which I will get to in a second, like there's really been very little feedback in general, like for me or about that stuff to me. The only feedback I've ever gotten is, or some of the only feedback I've ever gotten is negative stuff, like which ties in with the tool I was mentioning just before, and like together with CNAV just now. But um, this is I'm sorry, this is totally ranting and rambling on, and it's 4 a.m. so I'm tired as well. But I just want to get this out. Um, yeah, I feel like very little appreciation, very little feedback I have gotten about my tools, and if anything, it was stuff like, "Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work when I import this. When I put the displays that your tool is created in, then the game crashes. That then it doesn't work on hardware anymore. Your stuff isn't hardware compatible. Blah blah blah." So one person in particular has always been that way, and twice has simply not done their job correctly, which was making sure the data went into the ROM correctly, making sure that the data insertion was correct, while the stuff that the tool generated was perfectly fine. But that's beside the point. That is another point actually that made me decide to stop worrying about Ocarina of Time anymore and to stop working on that stuff anymore. Um, that person, I'm not gonna name anyone, but that person, if that person sees this, hears this, they probably know who they are. But um, that person and that kind of feedback, that kind of negative, undeserved negative feedback, is another reason why I just don't care anymore, basically. So yeah, big elephant in the room out of the way. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Zelda 64 ROM hacking. I'm done with that pretty much. Outside of CNavi, but even that I might not be working on much anymore, but we'll see about that one. But everything else, I'm done with. It's over. So next part, other old projects. And now I will actually need my desktop, which is why I've been recording that. So yeah, my YouTube channel here. Let's go through some of that stuff and let me just state what's going on with it, if anything is still going on with it. Those videos related to video games, consoles, old computers, whatever, stuff like that. I want to make more of those, like the Mega Drive ones here, for example. I want to make more of those kinds of videos. If I have the time, if I actually find interesting stuff, like that Asian Mega Drive here, that was pretty cool find. I want to make more videos like that. Ocarina of Time 3D. That was another instance of drama that I could have done without, but regardless, the model viewer here, it is out. You can find it. The source code is included with it. You can find it among the Zelda 64 hacking forums and stuff. It's out there. You can find it. Source code in C#. There's notes included in the archive for you how to compile it and stuff like that, and what's where in the source code and so on and so forth. So if someone wants to improve it, animation support and stuff, then feel free to. CNavi I already talked about. I might keep working on it. Maybe I don't. Maybe I will. I don't know yet. This PlayStation stuff, which hasn't really attracted much views and shit in general. Anyway, but the PlayStation stuff I've been working on, that's also, well, pretty much dead, I suppose. Like the PlayStation homebrew stuff, that's pretty much dead. Panel Flip, Project Gunmary, they were cool ideas, but yeah, I went into those projects thinking, oh yeah, I can do this, but it is too much for me, too much for a single person who doesn't really have that much experience programming games in particular, to actually do that. Those are abandoned pretty much. If I'm going to put out the source code or whatever for those, I don't think so. It's nothing interesting anyway. So yeah, those are dead and gone, I suppose. Another one I've been asked about several times on Twitter, for example, is the Mega Man Legends stuff I've been working on, the binary viewer, model viewer, whatever. I put that stuff out on the what was it? The Mega Man Legends Station forums. I put the stuff, like packed it up what I had, put it in an archive, posted the archive there. And I'll put a link to that thread in the description or something, and make sure that people who are interested in it can find it. That aside, PC Engine emulator, well, I worked on it some more, cleaned it up and stuff, but it's not really that great, and sounds pretty bad. It has glitches. There's much better emulators out there, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. That's the complete nonsense. I'm not even gonna go into like the multi-trollolo crap and no, whatever. Then Sharp Ocarina, like custom maps and stuff in Ocarina of Time in general. Sharp Ocarina is dead and has been for quite some time. When I decided to quit Ocarina of Time and stuff because of that one person, like not because of that person, but I had another model converter, model importer in development. I was working on another one that person was testing. That before that has been proven to create display lists, to create data that actually works on hardware. Heavy Z, or however you want to pronounce that last letter. But he tested that stuff on his EverDrive, I think. He tested some preliminary patches and stuff on his EverDrive, and the stuff worked. That converter and the source code for it can also be found. I posted it in a few places as well. Like, because of that negative feedback from that one person, which wasn't my fault, I gave up on that program and just, well, don't know, rage quit pretty much, and posted the source code for it, at least, and the binary as it stands. It works. It's not very pretty, but it works, and I plan to maybe make a custom map importer out of that, because it just creates displays, no collision, no actors, no anything you would need for a map in Ocarina of Time. It just creates the models themselves, but that it does pretty well, I suppose. That aside, oh yeah, Sharp Boy, which I actually skipped over up there too, but Sharp Boy, my Game Boy emulator written in C#. That thing is overdue for a new release, and has been overdue for, I don't know, 1.5 years or something, or whenever the last release was. I started working on it over 3 years ago. I just noticed on the video here, but yeah, I would like to get back to the thing, not least because I got Game Boy printer support in, because I got Super Game Boy support in, like, to an extent anyway, Game Boy camera support to an extent. More features and stuff that I would like to see people try out and stuff. So that might be something worth returning to as well. So we'll see about that. Maybe you'll see another release of that someday, like the 0.6 that I was like teasing here with that video about GB printer support. Maybe that will actually be released someday. I don't know. Sayaka GL here, which has been replaced by CNavi pretty much, so that doesn't matter anymore anyway. And everything beyond there, I don't even really need to like mention anymore. How there's videos from like 6 years ago. Nightmare's Proving Grounds. I liked that one. If only Utility of Time didn't kill my Forest Temple, then I would have kept working on it back then, but that was a bit of a blow, so I never finished that. But yeah, now with me not working on the tools side of Ocarina of Time stuff anymore, I don't want to do any kind of hack or whatever anymore anyway. So yeah, that's about it for my YouTube channel. Let's see, anything in here, my projects folder for Visual Studio, that might be interesting to see or whatever. Oh yeah, I am working again on this one, G2 map, my level editor for Pokemon Generation 2, which is Gold, Silver, Crystal. It sports, well, this is a hack drum already, so don't don't get confused about why New Bugtown looks so weird. Oh my god. No, it's just a hack drum. But yeah, G2 map, I've been working on that one again for a month or so, over the last month or so. Added support for, to my knowledge, every single version of Gold, Silver, and Crystal, which includes the oddballs like the Korean version of Gold and Silver. If I can find those right away. Here, that's one of them. Even displays Korean text and stuff, and yeah, this works for every version of them. This is work in progress. So yeah, this I certainly am still working on, or working on again. Has seen progress, has seen a lot of bug fixes. Also something that people ask me about, at least 2 or 3 people or so ask me about on YouTube. So this I am still working on as well, or again, as I mentioned. What else do we have? Sharp Boy I talked about. Yeah, that's oh yeah, that's just old Sharp Ocarina as it's been released anyway, so that's not interesting. There's the OoT 3D viewer. Oh, here's something else that I'm working on that might see a release. Well, maybe not soon, but Hopefully during this year, let's put it that way. I would hope so anyway. Which is a file system and model viewer for NDS ROMs, Nintendo DS ROMs. As, like, for example here, Etrian Odyssey, which I have been working on an editor for actually, which I don't know if I'll ever finish that one, but I've been working on an editor for it. Here's some preliminary texture animation, as you can see. There again. This is far too fast, but whatever. But yeah, working on that thing too. Very preliminary stuff. No animation outside of the texture stuff. Very limited and stuff. So this is still a long way off as well. But I'm working on that one, and people are interested in a new NSBMD viewer, so that might be something. Anything else? CNavi I talked about. Oh, Star Fox 64. I haven't worked on this one in a while, but that was supposed to be another, like, something like the Star Fox 64 toolkit I once released ages ago. Really crappy model viewer, level viewer, and stuff for it. This is supposed, or was supposed to become a replacement for it, written in C# and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I lost interest in it, if I'm honest. So this might never get finished. I might just dump out the source code for this somewhere, like put it on GitHub, or I don't know. And if anyone's interested, we'll see about that. Then whole lot of Star Fox Adventures crap that, like, most of which I have released, and the stuff that isn't released is nonsense, is useless. There is the Etrian Odyssey editor I was talking about before, a second ago or so. Which keeps forgetting the path for some reason. Oh, whatever. Oh, shut up. Should work anyway. But yeah, file system viewer, data tables, in this case enemy data, pretty limited and stuff. Here's the floor layout, as you can see. Floor appearance is an actual 3D view of the floors. Like, where's the start? The start somewhere here. Oh yeah. Come here, stupid thing. Yeah, this is the start of B1F. Anyone who's played this game should be aware of this, or should know what this is, where this is. Whatever, you know. Been working on that one too. Not sure if I'll, or when I will release that, if, you know. But yeah, that's about it. I guess that's about the most important stuff. Stuff which I have already released, like the Mega Man Legends stuff, I will put a link to in the description so that people can stop bugging me about it. That is that. I guess that's pretty much it, actually. As I mentioned before, channel-wise, YouTube channel-wise, I would love to do more stuff like the video game-related stuff, like consoles and old computers. Okay, granted that the Amiga 500 floppy disk drive video here is pretty, yeah, who cares? Nothing really interesting, but whatever. The other stuff like flea markets finds, like the Mega Drive stuff and stuff like that. I would like to do more of that. Depends on if I find something interesting. As I mentioned before, I think if I find something interesting, I'll make a video about it, like that Asian Mega Drive there, which was nice find and stuff. If I ever finish that language and PAL NTSC Switch mod or whatever for my Mega Drive 1, I'll make a video about that as well. If I see anything at a flea market that's kind of cool, like that Game Boy printer, like the Negicon controller, I'll make a video about that too. But yeah, I guess that is about it. Sorry if this was, like, if you didn't like this video, if it was too much rambling, if it was, I don't know. Sorry if you disliked it. I just had to talk about all that shit because people kept asking me about this, people kept asking me about that. The Ocarina of Time stuff, that I don't want to be involved in that anymore at this point. I just had to make that public, so to speak. I told a few people in private messages and stuff about that already, mentioned it on a few forums, but to make it official, I'm pretty much done with that. Outside of CNavi, maybe So that's that. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Well, thanks for watching.